Okay, hey everybody, welcome to this training about what to expect from challenge groups, what apprentice coaching means, what's expected with that, and I'm also going to cover basics of if you went ahead and started your own challenge group, what that would entail. And I am recording this, and we will do questions at the end. There's a lot of ground to cover, so I'm going to try to not cover like the extensive things, like making challenge group posts and that kind of thing, because I will be making trainings on those soon. Okay, so first of all, how many of you have been in a challenge group before? Like, were in a challenge group before you signed up as a coach?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? So basically all of you that are on. So you kind of have an idea of the sense of what, how it would, go and that kind of thing. But basically it's, basically it is a online private Facebook group where there's a coach or several coaches, and then there should be apprentice coaches that are giving out daily posts that are challenges or inspiration and knowledge. And something that I kind of not discovered, but really thought through a couple of months ago is, what am I posting about? Why am I posting? Where is this going? What's the objective here? And I kind of came up with, I haven't counted how many there were, but several objectives that when I put together basically like what I felt like was an ultimate template, and thinking through how you're guiding people and that kind of thing, what you should be helping or giving them. One goal would be you want to help them get their goal, like their own goal, what they say. So maybe it's weight loss. Maybe it's they just want to feel strong. Maybe it's a mental thing, getting back on track. They want accountability, whatever it is. That's your first goal, is you want to provide that, helping them. Then the next goal, and it kind of goes along with this, is that you want kind of to help them long term. You want them to stay on Shakeology. And if they don't see the value in Shakeology and they're not invested in it, then they're probably honestly not invested in the whole, like, everything. Because for me, Shakeology was like, okay, you say to do this to get my results, I will do this, no problem. So for them, you want to help them get long-term results. What happens when people get off of Shakeology it's because they don't see the value. They don't, as far as like what it's actually doing for their body, and they don't see the price value. So they just look at it as like an extra expense when it's not, it's food. And so they'll get off of it. They won't be taking every day, and then their results will go away, and then they just go back. So that's not helping them with their long-term results if you're not helping them, use Shakeology and see the value. So that's like another thing. So post about Shakeology, it needs to be with that in mind. Like, they need to enjoy it. So that would be where recipes come in. They need to understand. I had no idea what it was. Like, when I started it, I was like, okay, it comes with this thing. I'm not into protein powders, but if this is the deal I get and this is how it's going to give me results, I'll just do it. It's clean. It looks good. There's really no reason not to. I had no idea it was going to like help get rid of all sugar cravings. I had no idea it was going to help keep me full for, several, like 4 hours is what it does for me. I had no idea it was going to, that it supports your like thyroid and adrenals. I had no idea that it had all these vitamins and whole raw foods that were going to just totally change my health. In like detox, I had no idea about that. And so they probably don't too. If they're looking at it as a milkshake alternative, they may think this doesn't taste as good as a milkshake, which, I think it does. They're looking at it as like a protein shake or a diet shake. It may not fit whatever it may not fit their price standard if that's what they're looking for. If they're just like super pure and they want everything just organic, and they don't know that the vanilla in the Shakeology is sourced from an organic free trade vanilla farm in Madagascar that Beachbody supports, the farmers there, and that these roots and adaptogens are coming from Peru and these different places in South America. Like, they're coming from natural resources. If they've never seen a video about that, or they don't know that, then you're missing those people too, because it's not going to meet their standards or expectations because they're assuming. All these people are assuming. The other thing is helping people get in the healthy mindset of personal development, basically kind of training them to become a coach. And so a coach, 3 vital behaviors are going to be invite. So, I mean, it could be telling people about it, getting them used to kind of like, talking about it, being accountable to other women, community, and then personal development. That was never part of my life, is personal development. So if we can start talking in our groups about books that we're reading, how it's helping us, then that's going to really just how it's helped us being a coach, it's going to help them as just a regular person. And it also is going to bridge that gap from basically when you are proposing something to somebody, you want to take all of the fear and risk out of it. So by kind of helping people, be proof the product works and be in community and, get used to talking about what they're doing and be doing personal development, you're training them exactly how to be a coach. So you're taking all that risk out of it. And then, just adding value to people's life, value and fun, community. And so don't let me forget about Zoom calls, and how I work those into it. But that's kind of like the basics of, a challenge group, like the why. Let's see. So I want to show you, let's see, screen share. Okay, let's see. I've got to find where my next challenge group is. What is it? Okay, I need to add it to a favorite. So here's one thing. You always want to help people learn, and I made a video, if you use my template, about how to do this. You always want to make sure people add their group to their favorites. I hadn't done this with my new one, so I just went to groups, I clicked added to favorites, and that's just going to make it, can you all see my screen? I'm guessing you can now. Yeah, okay. So that's going to make it pop up here. So otherwise, they're just not going to see it, remember. And if you click on this little gear right here, then you can push rearrange, and you can move it up. So if it's like the most important thing, you can move it up. Oops, I clicked wrong. Sorry, it's kind of being slow on me. Okay. Yes. Well, we'll talk about this when I'm done, okay? Okay. So this is the new group that I have ready to go tomorrow. Now, this header was just something I got sick on Thursday, and then I had to go out of town to this family thing on the weekend, and there was 0 service. So this is kind of like a header holder. But generally, the header up here should be something that shows what the group is. You can put, if you have like schedules of different things, you can put them up here. I think what would be cool is to put the name of what the challenge is, to put the main coaches, like if you're the lead coach, put your picture, or if you do it with somebody else, put their picture. And then if you maybe had a couple of apprentice coaches, put their picture small. Because I think for challengers, you want it, as you have apprentice coaches, you don't want it to be strange to them. Like, who are all these people, doing this? So I wanted to show you kind of the anatomy of the group. So first of all, you never want to add someone new to the group unless it's set up. So we don't have this. This is like group is about to start tomorrow. So the first thing you'll go and change the cover photo. Whoops. Oh, you know what? maybe Kelly didn't set up the, she told me she made a cover photo, but I kind of think she maybe didn't. So if you want to set up a cover photo, you just click right there, and then choose from, you can choose from, if you already have one in here, I don't have any in here, or you can choose from your computer and upload a photo and whatever you want it to be. You know, I would say make it in Canva. There's a lot of photos, a lot of banners in Canva for our team that you can upload it there. Then you're going to want to write a description. I'm wondering if Kelly like reset this up. Sorry guys, I know this isn't good. I had put all of this in here and now I'm not seeing any of it. I run a group with Kelly. Okay, well, you want a description that says kind of what the group's about. And what I usually do, I have a file that I keep in Evernote, and I will write whatever my descriptions is, and then I just get it, and every month I copy and pasted it into the description right there. And then you also can, in your photo, you know what, let me go to, this is the one starting tomorrow, and I think we might have both set up a group without knowing we both did. So this is our one from last month. So you can see in the description, it says, welcome to the group. It says kind of like what we'll do. We have a Zoom call every Sunday night. You can, even on the header right here, you can, in the description, write the same thing, the same kind of description thing. Or if you wanted to do a calendar, like every Monday is this day or whatever, you can do that. So to add people, I mean, you go here, write their name in, you add them. If you want to make somebody an admin, like if you're running this group with, several other people, then you would just click on their name and do make admin. And so that just gives them, they can pin posts that way. They can, if they need to add people or get people app, they can do that too. Let's see. And if you go to edit group settings, okay, so you can do secret or close. I usually do secret, but then what I realized just honestly today is that if you make it closed, anybody can see, like, okay, they'll see the group, but they have to join it, which I thought, I don't want people even nosing in and seeing who's in my groups. But what I realized, if you make it secret, and this is kind of a oh duh thing, if I sent somebody this link right here to my group, they would not be able to find it. It would say that they can't find it. Whereas I make it closed, and if I give them a link, like here's the link, go add yourself, then it will let them join. And then I just would have to approve them. So that's a setting that's good to know for anything you do. Like if you do a sneak peek or anything and you want people to join it, but you want to approve them first, then you want to make it closed and not secret. Right here, let's go back to this other one and see if she did it yet. Let's see. Okay, bear with me. Kelly and I are trying something interesting this month, and we started a joint Facebook account, kind of made up our own identity, so that basically we did it so that we could, since we've been running groups together, we know that that we're going to be doing this long term, and Okay, yeah, here we go. So I'll explain, sorry, in a second why I did that. But if you go here to edit group settings, I'll make it closed. You can push customize address. So if you want to send people the link and not be like 1633, you can say whatever you want it to be, see if it's available. And so now my web address is facebook.com/groups/back in the groove. Or you can do fb.com with all of that. So this way it just customizes the address, makes it more professional. It's easier to learn. Anytime you need to send the link or go to it yourself, you can, it's a phrase. It's not just a bunch of numbers. I don't ever make my post, I don't make it be approved by myself. That's kind of like against the whole purpose. Okay, so this is where I would upload the banner. And you don't want to invite anybody. I think, honestly, Kelly's computer's really messed up. So I think she meant to, she told me that she uploaded this photo, and I think her computer is just really messed up and didn't save it. But you don't want to add people to your group until you've got the party set. Like if you think about it, inviting someone to a party, this is not what you want them to see. You want them to see like the other one that has the banner, it looks good. So that will lead me to the next thing. So you've got it set on closed, not secret. You've got a description in here, and then you're going to go to the files, and you're going to, this is where, so this would be like, I'm expecting all of you are going to be apprentice coaching first and not I'm running a group, but I want to kind of show you both so you know. So in the files are going to be all the starter files that they need to know. So these are some 21-day fix ones. This is a nutrition guide just for any group, any program, participants guide, the picture angles they'll need to be taking, and a progress tracker. And I'll probably be developing even more over time. I have a printout that I actually made recently that I'll put in there. But you want to make sure all of these are set and that people don't have to go searching for things. Another thing that I have made is like a little text reminder. And I'm going to give you guys like a folder with all of this stuff. A text reminder where they can, there's a program called Remind 101. And basically when they text a number to another number, then it hooks up to, and they can get an AM or a PM workout. And so I schedule these every month, these workouts. So you can put your people, they can subscribe to mine. And because this is free, I might as well just schedule the text and your people benefit from it too. So it's not a group text loop. It's just like a, hey, rhetorical, get your workout, and yay, you're doing great, that kind of thing. So they'll get that either at 5 a.m. or 7 p.m., just depending on if they did AM or PM. And that graphic, like I said, will be in a folder for you. And it's also in the group Canva. Okay. All right, now, so as far as your, I did a bunch of prep work, and for some reason it didn't save it. That stinks. Okay, well, I can move on. Okay, so your coach is, all the coaches are going to lead their groups a little bit differently. How Kelly and I decided to do it, like when I was an apprentice coach, basically what happened is the coach had a template and they handed me like, here, you post this day and this day. And it was like, okay, that's it. So I just copied and I pasted the post. I don't know. I didn't feel like that really was something I needed to be in an apprentice group for the whole month. But your coach might do that. It's kind of what Kelly and I decided to do is we have gone ahead and we're scheduling all of the posts. So we are putting out one post a day. And those posts are going to be like the ones that are in your challenge group. Some of them will be challenges, value things. And then what we've kind of landed on after like doing this a year is I kind of went back and forth between just on the fly posts, like, hey, this is me doing this, and here's a motivational thing, and then like really structured, good graphics, well thought out posts. And I think that it's a mixture of what they need. So what we've decided, and your coach might do it a little differently, and you can do it however you want, is that we are going to have one structured post that has a good graphic, some type of challenge or value, 1 to 2 a day. And then we are going to trade off with our apprentice coaches and have like a calendar basically where everybody takes a couple of days and they're the lead coach for that day. And so what that would mean is that they would be extra responsible for the engagement that day. Because every day as a coach, you need to be going, even if it's apprentice coach, you need to be checking in, and it can just be like twice a day for 5 to 10 minutes, and you need to be commenting on everybody else's stuff. Because you can see who liked and commented. Let me go back to, you can see who liked and commented on your stuff. And so it kind of bites if you're like, oops, so 41 people saw that post and no one, could even like it or comment on it. So we don't want to be like that. We want to show people that this is different, that we really care about them, because that's going to motivate them to keep going. Okay, let's see if I can kind of show you what I mean by that. Okay, seen by 8. You can see 8 people saw this post. 8 people saw this post. Tracy did this one. 21 people saw it. 7 people commented. That's great. That's great. But if 21, okay, here about this one. 12 people saw this. And Katie's putting herself out there. She is doing awesome. More people could have said, a couple people liked it, so that's awesome. But really, you don't want it to happen where somebody puts themselves out there and nobody's posting. We really want to all be, if we're in the group as any type of coach, all be making sure that we comment. And it can just be like, way to go, thumbs up, you're awesome, that kind of thing. But if you're the lead coach for the day, then you need to just be a little bit more on the ball, trying to really help people, search out like what they need. Okay, you know what? Here's what happened is here's what happened is I posted this in here. Okay, so here's what I was thinking. This is what I think would be the ideal, is that everybody who is every coach that's in the group, whether as an apprentice or lead coach, writes their name and then writes all of their challengers as their name is correctly spelled, or at least for their Facebook name. And then this way, there's accountability. And then this way, if it's your day as the lead coach, you can take all of these coaches and you can just check in and see how they're doing. I also put a section down here, challengers looking for a small group accountability circle. Because this also works really well with some people, is they might want to get in a team of 2 or 3 other challengers and exchange text numbers and message each other to keep each other accountability. And then that helps your job as well. And then here's what I was thinking as the coach leader calendar. Basically break it up by day and everybody go and fill out their name. And basically if you can kind of see like, okay, Ashley Kelly, this is hypothetical. I just made this as an example. You can see that we have a bunch of days. And then it looks like someone named Sarah B has 2 days. And then certain people like this Mandy, these are not like real people. I'm not calling anybody out. She only has 1 day. So this kind of shows you like, okay, people need to step up and pick these other days to fill out the calendar. So like, let's say it's Mandy's day. Then her responsibility would just be to go in several times, maybe more than twice for 5 minutes, several times during the day. She needs to really go through and look at what people said. And so like, Okay, well, Lori asked a question here. Do I add my 3 coaches here? So this was not the right group. So, Odo said like, hey, Lori, I think you're thinking about, or I would have said like, do you mean your, coaches that are wanting to actually run the business? Or are you thinking, I would have asked a clarifying question, or could have messaged her behind the scenes, but just be responsive. So like Tracy, when she did this, make sure that maybe you engage them. I mean, Tracy's a coach, but maybe if it's a challenger and they post this, you ask a question and engage them. Hey, Tracy, this is really good. What type of peppermint essential oils do you get? This is the same as when you're talking to people about becoming becoming coaches or prospecting, is you want to ask questions. So you're going to do the same thing as the lead coach in the group. And so this is how we can like run groups as a team. So it's not so overwhelming every single day with everybody, that you do your best every day, but really on the days where it's your day, set a reminder on your phone for that day. So it dings off, goes off several times, and just make sure that you get it done. Let me see what else I've got. Okay, as far as how to make a post on your day, it's super simple. You just type in whatever you want. If you don't know this, and then add the photo or the video. If you add something, if you're going to want a picture to be the main thing that people see, but you also have a link in your post, then you need to add the picture first, because otherwise the link will come up. Like if it's a link to a video, that will show up as a thumbnail, and it will block you from having the picture option. Let's see. Okay, as far as group size and finding a partner, now this would be more about thinking forward as far as you leading your own group. Your coach right now, as an apprentice coach, they are going to have their own thing that they want you to do. But the objective is to be a cheerleader. Like the main objective in a challenge group is not to focus on the template. It's to focus on the community building and making people feel like they're important and that you care. So that's going to be done by commenting, asking them questions about themselves, and being a participant in your own group. So that's going to be, if there's a challenge, you participate in the challenge. Oh, the other thing that I wanted, at least for how I'm going to do it, for my apprentice coaches to do, is on the days that they take as their main day, they're not going to have to come up with some type of post or graphic or anything, but I would like them to do kind of a real life, like a video or a selfie that has some type of real message. That's and it just kind of like day in the life, like, hey everybody, it's Coach Lori, and today I just wanted to show you like a quick tip that helps me with eating healthy on the go. Here's a really quick recipe that I found. And she just does a quick little video, because that's adding, not only letting people see that we're all real people, but that's adding value. It also gets you as apprentice coaches, and then in the future when you have apprentice coaches, it gets everybody used to being on video. So that's what I would like from my apprentice coaches, is on the days that they take, and they're kind of like the lead coach, is that they throw some type of just real life. Either, I think video is the best because it helps people connect, 30 seconds to 2 minutes, or it could be like a selfie that tells a little bit of a story or helps people out. As far as when you lead your own group, how many people, I think it's best to have about 20, 25 challengers in a group. That keeps it, because what you don't want is, you don't want it so small that you have like 5 people, and then if a couple people just don't participate, or all 5 people are the type of people that are too busy or just not, they might be doing the stuff behind the scenes, but they don't participate, then it will make you discouraged. You're going to feel like you're not helping anybody, and it's all going to be about you, which is not about us. It's about us giving 100%, even if it's like when you love your kids, like they are not going to give back to you what you've given to them. So that's why I don't think a super small number is good. But if it's too big, then people will say, this is too big, I feel overwhelmed. But I will say, so I think about 20 to 25. So I would say when you do start your own, I would say find somebody to pair up with until, or maybe 2, 3, 4 people until you get to that 20, 25 number. And then you just don't commit. It's not like a lifelong commitment. If you run a group with somebody, you can just say like, let's do it for this month. If it works out with 1 or 2 or 3 of them, you do it again, but you just kind of have to figure, out who you really work with. I will say you're going to get some challengers that are complainers, and you're going to find this with coaches too. And no matter what you do, they are going to say the time you hold a Zoom call is not a good time for them ever. They're going to say there's too many people in the group, and that's why they don't post. They're going to say there's not enough people, and that's not why they're going to find a reason. And when it comes down to it, you've got to learn from every critique or complaint and think, let's really think about this. But you can't cater to those people because they're not the people that are giving 100%. They're the people that are looking for, an excuse. Let's see. As far as should you lead 1 or 2 or 3 groups a month, I would say definitely start with 1. I've done 1 almost every month. I might, now that I have a template, I'm getting a good system, I will probably start 2. 1, I start the preseason the second Monday of the month, the second Monday of the month. So if the first day of the month is a Tuesday, then I wouldn't start it till the first Monday. And then I would probably start the other one like the second to last week or the last week of the month. So it's like every 2 weeks I would start a new one. But I don't suggest that at first. And as far as what do I do if somebody comes in, midway through the group? Well, don't freak out, first of all, because you can you can work it out. So one thing I would suggest is you decide your challenge group starts the same time every month. And this took me 8 months to figure out. So I now start my challenge group. Like I said, I start the preseason the second Monday of the month, and I start the actual challenge the third Monday of the month. And this is why I do this. I do this because I need to get all of my Success Club points by the 15th of the month. And if I have the actual challenge start the 17th of the month, then that gives me the whole preseason as my flux time. Really, I want them all now, but now I've got a week to kind of oh, okay. So then my procrastination and my push will be the first 2 weeks of the month instead of the last 2 weeks of the month. And it's hard because you've got to break a cycle. If you procrastinate the last 2 weeks of the month, it's a mental thing. So what's going to happen is if you're doing that, then you're going to there's going to have to be a month. And I suggest make it now where you have to decide, okay, I am exhausted from last month, from waiting and pushing until the end of last month. I just can't do it again at the beginning, but you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to push again to reset yourself so you start getting people. So now what happens for me is I will push. I usually will oh, it's the 3rd of the month. It's the 4th of the month. Oh no, I've got to start inviting people. And then I just go at it for that first 2 weeks. And I usually am pushing, oh, what am I going to do that 14th, 15th of the month? But I really make it my goal to go all out to get that, because then I get 2 whole weeks, the rest of the month, where I can decide what is going to be the best to move my business forward. Is it going to be coach training? Is it going to be, coming up with something to recruit more coaches, lead sneak peeks? Or is it going to be to sell more challenge packs? And that might mean starting another challenge group, or that might mean, if you do sign people up, that you say, hey, so we just had one that started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you jump in right now to the middle of it. But then you did miss the preseason. It has lots of good stuff. So I'm going to send you an email, everything. Or I'm going to let you join the second one too. So you're really going to get 1.5 groups, which is really, really awesome. Make it a benefit. But I really wasted a lot of time kind of letting the first of the month sneak up on me, not figuring out a game plan until the 10th or the 12th of the month, and always procrastinating till the end. And so I think you just have to have it set that every single month it starts on a certain Monday, and you try to get your Success Club points by the 15th. It just really turned my business around, and the stress level, it like majorly turned around. Let's see. What is required to be in a group? They need to, now this is actually flexible. Really, you can be whatever you want. Do they have to be on Shakeology in a program? No. I mean, there's nobody that's enforcing these rules. However, this is a business, and more than that, the goal is to get people results. And so, like, I've seen lots of challenges. I mean, you can open a Self magazine and see a challenge, and it could give you a 21-day recipe plan, and it could be amazing. And they could tell you, they could write down in little stick figures or with cute models every move that Shaun T does on Insanity Max 30, and be like, 20 tuck jumps or tuck jumps for a minute and burpees for 30, seconds, and then this. But we all know that we've tried things like that and it doesn't work. We can't push ourselves the same way. And so the beauty of these Beachbody programs and the products are that these trainers on the DVDs and everything, they push you to get the results. And it's not just well formulated. It's so well formulated so that like people get abs because they're not just doing crunches all the time, because they're building like their core. But it's not just that the workout is sound and efficient, it's that they have like all of this accountability. So they, yes, I do think that they should have a Beachbody program. I do, because I think it's going to give them the best results. And then the Shakeology, do they have to be on Shakeology? It's up to you. Every time it's up to you. For me, yeah, they need to be on Shakeology because, once again, I think of it from my personal level is that I have a lot of determination, and I also had a lot of knowledge in health and nutrition and exercise, and yet like I was totally blown away by how Shakeology like exposed my sugar addiction. And because all of a sudden I realized I'm not eating sugar anymore. Wow. So I do think they should have Shakeology because I think it's best for them. I think that Shakeology plus the program plus the accountability is what gets people results. And so I think if that's what we're offering to people, it's what we're advertising, then that's how we follow through. Now, I did let somebody in my last challenge group that isn't doing a Beachbody program. She got the challenge pack. So she got a program, but she's one of my neighbors and she's ripped and she does this kickboxing gym all the time. You can't beat the price. She goes and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going to like convince her not to do something that's working well and that she loves, but she wanted to step up her nutrition and her clean eating. So she wrote, is really cool. So I let her in the group. She texted me yesterday and she's like, I'm done with month 1 of Shakeology. I really love what it's done. And she goes and gets a health screening once a month. And she showed me last month and then this month, and it had lowered her body fat index. It had changed her metabolic age, lowered her like all this really good stuff just from adding Shakeology in. She did get a challenge pack, like she did, because it just makes sense to me to get people a challenge pack if they're going to get Shakeology. So I did get her a challenge pack. But I wouldn't have required it for her. So there is flexibility in that, but the heart of it, the goal of it is really people getting the results that that they could have and, not feeling bad about that. Like, if you really believe that you don't want to be salesy and you really want to help people, then you need to really think, what do I really believe is best for them and not best for me? Let's see. What to post? Okay, like I said, I'm going to have to get the template. Okay, here's a something after. What happens after your group ends? And I struggle with this too. Like, do I have a 20-day group, a 60-day group, a 90-day group? And so for a while, I was like, I'm just going to have a rolling group, just going to keep on going. And what happened with that? It was like, I have nothing fresh no content. I am bored. I cannot come up with more content. So for me to have the highest value, I decided I need to have 30 days. Also, people get really bored after 30 days. So what I think is best is have like a 21-day challenge, 3 weeks with a week preseason. And then after that, give them the option, I would say, to go through the challenge group again, even though it's going to be similar. Just kind of like part ways, like check in with them every now and then, but they can stay on the text things, or to go to an overflow group, which mine is this Fit Fam, and I'm not taking great care of it. I like plans to put a template, but basically it's got like 228 members. So it's self-run basically. And people, I mean, the people that are in here, like, it's good. And they kind of lead it themselves. And so my goal is to have some posts that I schedule that go up here. But this is my overflow group. So it's kind of like a self-accountability group. So that would be kind of like what happens after the 30 days. You gave them some options. Okay, so here's something that I think is really important. And I don't know if any other coaches are doing this, but I just have found a lot of success doing this, is every Sunday night, we have a Zoom call that's 15 minutes for our challengers. And the first one is, and you have to post and remind people and tag them. I suggest tagging people in each post so that they see them. And you have to, you may need to message people or email or text them to remind them about this call. You tell them it's 15 minutes. The first one, you just say hey, I just want to introduce everybody, tell you a little bit about you, and then just go around and tell about yourself. So why would we do this? Why would we take up some extra time to do this? Because I was really thinking well, if we're trying to train people with the coach mentality, what's something we do as a coach? We do these Zoom calls, so let's give them a little taste of what that's like. And it's part of community, because that's part of what our coach team is like. So we started doing these. In the first month, I think I had 3 people come to the Zoom calls every week, and all 3 people signed up as coaches. I was like, whoa, because they're in connection, because you want people to know, like, and trust you. And they've got to have a way to do that. And they want to feel part of something, and and you want them to be part, and it's going to help them get results. Even if they don't become a coach, it's going to help them get results if they feel accountable. It's just like putting it out there in your Facebook group. These are my goals. If they show up to a Zoom call and they say their goals, they know somebody heard them. So I really suggest having those 15-minute Zoom calls. I do them at 9:00 every Sunday. I mean, it's not a great time for me. I'm tired on Sundays. Sometimes I feel stressed out. Sometimes I have Bible study I'm getting home from, but I just make it happen. And you don't have to have them on Sundays. You don't have to do it at all. It's not about adding to your plate. I think it's really about using your time wisely. So for me, if I want these challengers to become coaches and to get results, then I want to use my time wisely. And 15 minutes once a week, to me, is a good investment if it's going to have a good return. Okay, so there's some other things that I want to make some videos about, but I don't want to take your time tonight doing them, about basically using, unless you guys, when I open this up, want to talk about them, using ads for groups, like a woo-foo form, instead of just saying, message me if you're interested. You can put you're interested, fill out this application, sending text updates, and then behind the scenes, adding value through email templates. Actually, I do want to show you guys. I'm going to take you off mute. And so while I'm opening up one more thing, you guys can ask any questions. I want to show you what the template looks like. Let's see. Okay. Well, I'm going to take you off mute. So if you need to go back on mute because it's loud at your house, you can go back on. Okay, you're all off. So what questions do you guys have?
Are you going to have this in a file? Because I have to read it.
Send a file? You have to read what?
All what you said.
Oh. Well, I don't know. I'm going to make a training. Training. like Smart Start.
Because right now, like in the beginning for me, it's kind of second language.
Yeah, I understand. And I didn't want to do it like in the Zoom call. I have basically like an outline of like a bunch of little lessons, but I didn't want you guys to have to wait for that.
But this is just a grammar stage, so I give myself time to just read and go over
Yeah.
and
Just introduce yourself to the language of it. Okay, what about the rest of you guys? Do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, I'm going to show you the template then real quick, and then you can go. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my, okay, cool. So this is, I use a scheduling software called Sendable, and there's also one called Hootsuite, and I use Hootsuite. I like Sendable better because it doesn't put like a border around the pictures, but so basically I'm going to provide this for you. I made a template. Like I said, I used all those things I felt like were important, like the Shakeology, the value, the fitness things, like training people like to be coached, like having fun. And I planned out 90 posts. And at first I was using 3 posts a day. I was using all 90 posts. And then that was like, that's too much. So then, like I said, now I'm skimming back, doing like, I think about like 46 for the whole 20, let's see, what is it, like 28 days. And then we're going to be adding on the fly posts. But this is what my 30-day template looks like. And then I have a full 90 days worth of posts. So you could go with just my 30-day template if you wanted. You could make a copy of it and switch it up a little bit. You could take the 90-day one and put together one from there. You could also, and then all of my graphics I made in Canva, so that you can, if you want to copy it and then change it up a little bit, put a little bit different pictures or text, you can. So this is what it looks like. It's got the date right here. And then this is the text. So like you would copy all of the text, push Apple C, then you would go into the post, and you would post it right here. And then the picture for this, you can copy that. And I'm going to make just a folder of these pictures so that if you're going to do it, just upload it each day by yourself. You don't have to go here for each one and download it. But this links to the actual graphic that it is. So that's the graphic right there. And so each day it just goes down. And it's got the send date, the post that it is, and the graphic. So if you copied this and you wanted to change like day 1, day 2, whatever up, and then I've got this other one. And it's just color coded because I was playing with it. But this one's got like, where is it? 82. It looks like it's got 82 posts. So you could copy it, and then like what I did with these color coding is I just went through and I said, okay, I told Kelly and myself, highlight the ones that you think would be the best for our skimmed down template. So you could kind of do this too, like copy this, look through them, and color code that, like just highlight the ones you think would be best, and then you can just go and delete all the other ones that you don't want. And so the reason I have it in this format is because with Sendable, I can go and I can click this bulk upload button, and it takes this file and it bulk uploads it, and then my whole month worth of posts are scheduled. So I never have to make any posts. The only posts I would make were those on the fly ones I was saying, like on my days. Let's say it's my day twice a week because I'm the lead coach, and then the rest of the days it's my apprentice coaches. I would have to like have a timer and go off and be like, okay, I need to think of something on the fly, like something motivational, something, but I just, it was getting tiring to like wake up really early and copy the post and put it, in the Facebook thing. It was just better for me with my schedule to just do it all at once, so it's set for the rest of the month. So you totally can do that, and I actually really suggest it. I think, yeah. So I just wanted to show you guys that, and I'll make sure that it's in a form, like you have it in this form, and then you also have it in maybe like a Word document that has the text, and then just a folder of the graphics. But the graphics are in Canva. Do you all know the Canva password and everything to get into our?
I don't think so.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, your coaches should be telling you this.
I have it.
You do? Okay, so it's canva.com. Let me show you real quick. Canva.com, it's a super cool resource. And so basically what I was thinking is like, I have some design experience, but I know that a lot of other people don't. And I thought, well, so when I started, I was kind of told, like, you got to make things really kind of simple and not make them too complex or fancy because people have to duplicate them. And I thought, well, whoever says that? Like, how do you ever become great at something if you're dumbing it down? I just don't believe in that type of mentality. So I thought, well, how can I make things great, but also make them duplicatable? So I found Canva, and I thought, well, if I can find a software where we can all make our own design, and then people that struggle with design or just need help with time can go in and use what other people have done as a template, download it, and go. We build off of each other. So we're always building a library, and that would be great. So that's what I found in Canva. So we have a shared password. So you want to write this down, and I suggest using something like Evernote, or it could be just notes on your phone to keep passwords. But it's thriveaccess@gmail.com. This is the same, so all of our shared resources like PhotoBucket and Google Drive have the same login, thriveaccess@gmail.com. We have a shared YouTube, and it's the same thing. And the password is number, spelled out NUMBER, 1 the digit, team. Now for the Google login, it's a capital N, but for the rest, it's not a capital N. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And so these are all templates that people have made. So like this is the one, these are some different ones, like for when people go Emerald, or this is one I use for when I'm welcoming people to Smart Start. Okay, so how you would edit this is you would click, my computer is slow.
Are you on Canva?
This is Canva.
I don't see it.
Oh, you don't? It's in my computer's getting slow.
You're still on that
On Excel.
Excel, whatever, upload thing. Sendable.
If I go back here, I may need to stop sharing and restart. Oh, share a new window. Okay, here, that's what I need to do. It usually like catches up.
There you go.
Okay, thanks for telling me that. Okay, so I'm in, let me go back to where we were. So this is when you log in, this is what you're gonna see. These are all of the designs from our team. So like this is I love this. This is like somebody's header for their challenge. Here's, like I said, for the text reminders. Here's a bunch of new welcome graphics. So let's say like you want to, I had mentioned the, okay, here's the keep me accountable challenge, okay? Let's say we're gonna click on this and we wanna change it a little bit. Like it's just whatever, it's not quite your style. Because what I was finding is I would find challenge group templates from other coaches, and it just was like not my thing. but I just don't think it makes sense for everybody who finds something that's not quite their thing to start from the beginning. That's just a waste of time. But yet I get it needing to like feel good with you. So what you can do is you go to the design, and you can make your own designs, but you go to design and you don't want to just change it. You want to click this thing that looks like two pieces of paper, and then you go down, and then you can change whatever you want. So
Copy.
let's say I want to change the text. Then I would go here and oops. Okay, let's just say you want it to look like this, and let's say you didn't like the background picture. Then you could go over to backgrounds, and you can upload your own background, or there's like a million. They have free graphics, and then they have ones that cost money. So I don't suggest the ones that cost money. I would suggest going to Google and Googling the same thing and then uploading it. And you'll be able to see that we upload pictures all the time. So these are just ones we've uploaded. So let's say we like this. We can put it in there. And we want to change the color, to that. And let's say we want to put, you're going to play around with this. I don't want this call to be on Canva.
Do you have your credit card installed already in there?
Yeah, I think, I think I do. That's a good question because I think I need to.
I'll tell you why, because I wanted something that it cost like $1, and I wanted to say, okay, let me see, maybe it's gonna let me put my information. It was your information, so I was able. If I could easily just charge your card,
right?
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Be careful.
No, thanks. I had removed it, and then they came up with this Canva.
So I did my own. I created my own account and I paid.
Oh, yeah, no, I want you to be able to use this, so I just need to change it. Okay, so right there, I just kind of like, made same thing, just made it look different. So then I just go to download options. I just want the picture too, and I download image for web. So like I said, there's a whole, we've all done tons and tons of these. You got everything from welcome new coach to Shakeology recipes. You could be like, I want to do Shakeology recipe, but I don't feel like taking a picture of my hand. You can be like, okay, there's my hand. And I did one about best gluten-free breads. You can use that. Like, it's all that we just share. There's no reason not to share. There's just no reason not to share. We're all going to get so much further if we work together as a team. So we have all put together all of these. So there's just no reason that we shouldn't share as many resources as we can to make it. So here's something I did. And I posted this in our coaching group, Thrive. But it's basically just a weekly workout checklist that you could have your challengers print out. Where they just would mark off if they ate their workouts, their Shakeology, and their nutrition. They do a scale from 1 to 10, and you could say take a picture of it. But maybe this isn't your brand, you just make a copy of it and you change it to your brand. So okay, does that help? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This should help you not just with challenge groups, but with invites and everything. And I'm going to be doing more actual videos and courses on all of this, but it's just a lot. It's a lot to do. So sometimes it's easier for me to just kind of do an overview Zoom like this, so you at least know the realm of it, and then you can ask questions.
So where do I put Andrea and, especially two of them that they're going to start 21-day fix? What do I do? Where do I put them?
Well, we are starting we are starting our new group. I uploaded these like right here, all these preseason. I know it's confusing. I did this for because I was doing the training. I was doing an example. But it's going to be in this Back in the Groove group. And so I'll add you to that. That's what I have to, I just got home. So I'm going to add you to that, and I have to like finish putting it all in there. So, but that's what we'll do, Lori, is you'll add your people to here, and you'll be an apprentice coach, and you will go and we'll have in the files like a calendar. And so you'll sign up on the days that you're going to be like the coach leader.
And it's regardless of what they have. Two of them have 21-day fix, and one has what's that called? What's that got? The muscle man from Israel. What's his name?
The Body Beast.
Yeah, the body beast. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter which program they have.
No.
Okay, so it's not going to be like 21-day fix specifically.
No.
Okay.
No, almost usually my groups aren't. These ones were, but and then Megan and Elise, you know, I'm expecting that Lindsay and Kendra will like be ready for you guys, but if they aren't, like if you want to jump in and apprentice with my group, like I said, it's starting like preseason is today, so I'll take care of like preseason. But if you guys wanted to jump in, you're welcome. But just touch base with them and ask like what they
with Lindsay.
You what?
I'm co-leading with Lindsay.
Okay, good. Okay. You good too, Elise, with Kendra?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm going to check in with her.
Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions. And like I said, we all run them a little bit differently. So this is what I at least want to show you, like what I've come upon over the time. But they're going to teach you something a little bit different, and you're going to get exposed to how they do it too. So then you'll just have a more well-rounded like idea of how you want to run your own groups. So, all right. Thank you, ladies. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye, y'all. Bye.
Good night.